Loneliness, aloneness, feeling like nobody understands you, like you don't fit in anywhere, can be one of the hardest and most beneficial phases of the spiritual awakening process. If you're watching this right now, I would assume you maybe feel isolated, maybe you are alone, maybe you feel alone even though you're around a lot of people. You don't feel like they really know you. You don't feel safe and comfortable. You don't feel like it would be wise to let the real you out. And consequently, you just feel like all alone in the world. And if you're watching this, you saw the word spiritual awakening, you probably are going through a spiritual awakening and maybe wondering why. I thought a spiritual awakening is supposed to be some type of positive, expansive, uplifting, unifying experience with the personality and the divine. It's supposed to be a good thing. It's supposed to be great. Why do I feel so alone? Why do I feel so sensitive? Why do I feel so hopeless? I'm going to tell you. I don't know all the answers, my friend, but I can tell you this. I've been exactly where you are. I had the same questions, the same skepticism of this ever leading anywhere positive. And it did. And it did. There's a very important reason why you're alone right now, and that's like the main premise of this video. I don't want you to resist it so much like I did. I thought there was something wrong. I thought I shouldn't be alone. Maybe I should get out more. Maybe I should just sort of settle for people in my life I know aren't compatible. And I sort of tried all these things that intuitively the whole time I knew were not the answer. But the answer I was afraid of. I was afraid of just being with myself, undistracted by other people, undistracted by just my relationships. And yet that aloneness phase was so rewarding in the end that it was worth it. One of the things it will help you do right now, and I bet right now you're probably already psyched up about this anyways, it will give you an opportunity to explore your inner world. During this time, I was reading a lot of spiritual books, watching a lot of spiritual videos, like hours worth, and it felt like this is all I want to be doing. This is perfect. This is just all I want to do. It gave me an opportunity to allow some of my, what people call psychic gifts, to become known to me. I realized I was way more intuitive than I gave myself credit for. I realized there are spirit guides in our midst, and you and I, we can communicate with them if we choose to, but I had to really get quiet. I had to really be with myself in order for that to take place. Secondly, it was an opportunity to unlearn a lot of the things I thought were me, which turned out to be very little. My career, my entire life essentially, my outlook on life, all come to find were sort of conditioned into me by society, by mom and dad, by just the culture. And I had to really have the time and space to reevaluate my own outlook on life, my own sense of self, where I want to go, where I want to invest my energy and time into. And from this aloneness phase, I finally had the time to do what I think is very much just like neglected in our society. And it's a time to like really self-reflect and find out who you really are. And that's the primary thing through this aloneness phase. Even though it does hurt sometimes. We're social creatures. Being alone is not natural in a sense, and there does feel like there's something missing. But through all that, you get to find out who you really are at a deep soul level. And once you start to discover who it is you are, you really start to be able to build your life from that vantage point. Somebody who actually knows themselves, somebody who's in alignment with their soul's destiny, you could say, purpose, mission. And then you start to take action and make decisions from that vantage point. And then not instantly, but over time, your life starts to reflect the authentic you. And that includes, even if you're skeptical, relationships. I went through such a lengthy aloneness phase of my own spiritual awakening that I really gave up on the idea of ever meeting friends. I really did. I came to some type of peace with it, sort of. It was like a sad acceptance of my reality, which I'm blessed. I'm a happily married man. I have 3 children. And I said, you know what? It could be a lot worse. I guess I don't need to have any friends. And I was telling this one woman one time, I got this past life regression many years ago. And in this past life regression, I was taken back to a life where it was just me and like I had a journal and I was on a boat. And the whole life was me on that boat, writing in my journal, all by myself. And if you've ever had a past life regression, there's like a practitioner, and they'll prompt you with these different questions. And she was asking me questions. She's like, well, what happened? What happened in this life? I said, nothing. I'm just alone in writing. She said, well, no people? I said, no. I said, well, how was that? How did that make you feel? And I said, well, it's okay. I was okay with it. And then right there in the middle of this past life regression, she said, it's still good to have friends. And that was like, within this whole past life experience, it triggered me. Because I was like, no. I've already come to peace with not having any friends. But what she said sort of stuck in me, stuck with me. And I realized, man, it would be a lot better if I had at least one person I could be myself around, open up to, feel safe with. Somebody that I resonated with. Somebody that I could really just have fun with and get along with and laugh with and cry with and go on vacation with. One person would be nice. But I look around my life and I said, you know what? I haven't met anyone that even comes close to fitting that bill yet. So, whatever. But eventually, my friends, fast forward a few years, I didn't think it was going to happen. My life now is filled with soulmates. Yeah, I know it sounds out there, but it's the straight up truth. My life is literally filled with countless soulmate relationships. I have more of an abundance of awesome relationships than I could have ever possibly ever fathomed. And I guarantee I was just as lonely as you. I was just as lost as you. And not that we're trying to compare our stories, obviously, but I know what it's like to feel the way you may be feeling right now. I know what it's like to have given up hope, but don't give up hope, my friends. Use this loneliness phase for what it's designed to do. It's to help you find who it is you really are. How can any of us expect to find our soul tribe when we're at a job that's not really meant for us, when we're around people, we're settling for people that we don't really vibe with, that we're living an inauthentic, phony life? How can we expect our soulmates to find us? They're not going to be interested. They're going to say, oh, they're doing that. Not my vibe. You have to strip it all away. Find yourself and then start building your new life found on the foundation of the authentic you. And then I guarantee you'll be amazed at just how synchronistically these new people can just sort of float into your life. It happens. It will happen to me and it will happen for you. Anyways, my friends, I'd be interested to know what you thought of this video. Please feel free to leave your comments below. Also, if you have any other spiritual awakening related questions or concerns or struggles or issues you would like my take on, feel free to also leave those down below. And then if you want to hear more from me, more spiritual awakening videos, subscribe. And with that said, you have an amazing day. I'll see you next time. Much love to you all. Peace.